Doing good.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're going to start the meeting of our first Toastmaster Gay Club speech and skill enhancement meeting today for the year 2013.
Yeah. What? 20?
2013.
Oh, I thought you said 2015. I was like, what?
I heard it.
2013, I apologize. Thank you for the hint. Okay.
2 years ahead
So
of
what
us.
we're going to do is, as a person that is going to introduce our new president, I just want to briefly go directly to that. So let's welcome our president, Jesse.
Woo!
Thank you, Opal. Absolutely, well, thank you. Welcome. It's been actually a great pleasure being here with you, and also being a president of Toastmasters Club, and honor guest and fellow Toastmasters. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to call for invocation. We're going to call Bobby Conseco.
Bobby.
Yes, please.
Just bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we praise you and thank you for this gathering. Thank you for bringing us together with an open mind, with the earnest desire to learn and develop our skills, communication skills and leadership skills. We know, Father, that you have blessed us, and we ask you, Father, for your wisdom so that we could understand and prepare ourselves for to be able to comprehend everything what's happening in the meeting, and be able to practice them after this meeting, whatever we learned today. And we thank you all for this blessing. We ask through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, now we're going to call for the pledge. The Pledge of Allegiance.
So please, remain standing.
Yeah, remain standing. And who's going to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
And please facing the flag, just put your hand over your heart,
Right.
and let's place the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. You see it? Okay, now I'd like to return control to our Toastmaster of the day. That'll be Adolfo Morataya.
Thank you very much. I'll be Toastmaster for today, and I will go directly to action here. We're going to introduce the meeting rules first, and we're going to start with the mission statement. I need a volunteer for mission statements. Beatrice, would you like to?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
The mission of a Toastmasters
Please,
Club.
please.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the rules. Okay, the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth.
Thank you.
All right, good job.
Thank you very much. Now, next we're going to ask for the accountant to give us an insight what accounting is about.
Jesse.
Well, that's me.
Yes.
Aha. Okay, the role of an out-counter is to really look for those filler words that we normally use. For instance, some of the words are when we speak, and sometimes we don't even notice that we're saying some of these words. One of them is you know, like, I, and, that, and so, and some others. So that's my role for today.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we're going to ask for the grammarian. The grammarian is this great individual that is, oh, it's me. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be the grammarian, and I will be looking for how we use words in the meeting, and anybody that speaks. I will also, I'm the person that assigns the word of the day that we're going to use in table topics section of our meeting. The word of the day is hula baloo.
That's Hawaiian.
Hula baloo. Hullabaloo. Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. There you go. Hullabaloo is a noun, and what it is a confused noise, uproar, or tumult. So I could put it in a sentence in something like this. When my friend posted my picture of me sleeping with a glass of beer in my hand, there was a lot of hullabaloo
Oh.
for that. So it's like a noise, a tumult, you know. Sometimes politicians have hullabaloos, you know, when they have a scandal or some kind, you know. That's what it is, a hullabaloo. Sometimes they have to wait until it slows down before they can go and speak to people and do things like that. So that's what hullabaloo is, and it needs to be used in table topics session of our meeting. Okay? Now next we're gonna have the timer, and it's none other but Bas. So please, Bas, tell us what's the timer.
As a timer, I will be timing you on your speech from 5 minutes. When the green light comes on, it means you're 5 minutes into the speech. When the yellow comes on, you're 6 minutes into the speech. And when the red light comes on, that means you're 7 minutes into the speech and you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Okay? For the evaluators, who are the evaluators, you have green is 2 minutes, yellow is 2.5 minutes into the evaluation, and red comes on when 3 minutes into the evaluation. You have 30 seconds to wrap up as an evaluator. Table topics. Green is after 1 minute, yellow is 1.5 minutes, red is 2 minutes, and then you have 30 seconds to conclude your table topic speech. And you have to talk until this green light comes on to qualify for a valid speech.
Wow. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, for the ball counter, we're going to have Jesse to do the ball counter.
That's me, absolutely.
He's the first.
Okay, yes, I'll be the vote counter, and you're gonna use this ballot to vote. At the bottom of the ballot is the best tabletop speaker. There's gonna be 2 speakers today, and then you're gonna vote for the best speaker. So you use the bottom, the bottom part, and then we have here the best. Oh, I'm sorry. The bottom one, the last one is the best table topic. So the same thing. There's gonna be some table topic questions, and we're gonna speak, and then we're gonna vote for the best speaker. Also, yeah, the best table topic speaker and the best speaker also. We're gonna have 2 speakers, and we're gonna vote for either one. And also, we are also having 2 evaluators that are evaluating the 2 speakers. We also gonna vote for the best evaluator. So that's my vote. I'll be collecting the votes.
All right, thank you very much. Now, today we're going to have a special modification, and when this happens, it becomes very exciting. You're going to see why. We're going to have 1 speaker today. We're going to have 2 evaluations to the speaker. Because we have,
Oh my goodness.
and that gives a great opportunity for the speaker to learn more and for the audience to learn more about how it works. We were going to have 2 speakers, but 1 person didn't show up, so we can have 2. I understand that Karina is, since I'm going to be 1 evaluator, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate only what her speech is going to be about, and also the second evaluator, who is going to be Bobby Canseco, is going to also do the evaluation for her. Now, we both know that Karina is going to give her Icebreaker speech today. That's the very first speech that she gives as a Toastmaster member. In this speech, she will have the opportunity to find out what her strengths are and what areas she can enhance. That's basically what it is. Could anybody please hand me the manual of the manual? Bas, please allow me the manual or your manual? No, that's okay. This is fine. Just wanted to say this. One question here.
Could be in the mail, haven't checked my
I wanted to
mail
read.
yet.
So, would you like to read? I'm going to ask
Is that the right man?
the Icebreaker. Yeah, the Icebreaker.
Oh, okay.
You have it? I can read it.
No, I have
You have,
I
okay.
have one.
Very good. So he will read the objectives so that we know what is the goal of this Icebreaker, right? So I'll let you do that, please.
Oh, you want?
Yes.
Okay. As for the newcomers or guests, when you join Toastmaster, you're given a book
the Competent Communication Manual, and in it there are 10 speech projects. Each speech project focuses on each specific objectives. And the very first speech project is what we call the Icebreaker speech. Now, the objective of the Icebreaker speech is, one is to begin speaking in front of an audience. Right? Number 2 is to discover speaking skills that the speaker may already have and skills that need some more attention. So that's just plain icebreaker speech. Nothing too serious about it. We just want to evaluate what the speaker already have as far as speaking skills and what other improvements that we can come up with.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
All right, you got it.
Having said that, we're going to proceed to introduce Karina, and I just want to mention that this speech we're going to have is going to be exciting. So we're looking forward. Let's welcome, please. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention. Her speech lasts 4 to 6 minutes. 4 to 6 minutes, so that our timer knows.
Does he know
4 to 6
how to
minutes.
follow?
4,
So
green,
green
5.
is 4,
Yeah.
Okay.
yellow is 5,
5.
and 6
It's the red one.
is red.
That way Karina can follow the colors. And when you see that red, you know you have 30 seconds to wrap up.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, let's welcome, please, with a good round of applause, Karina!
All right, now showtime.
All right. Karina, it's all yours.
Okay, Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Here.
Most of you know me by now. I am Karina Tang. I came here from Hong Kong about 35 years ago. When I first came, my very first year, I got very homesick. So I told myself I need to find a way to make some side income so I can get myself a plane ticket home for my summer vacation. I went to the College Placement Center, looked up for jobs. I got 3 jobs, working in the weekends, and those were housekeeping jobs. I have to do housework for 3 elderly ladies, to do laundry for them, clean the windows, dig the dishes, clean the carpet. So things that I've never done before from my own home. And then soon I find out that earning $1.95 an hour is not going to get me a ticket home. And through a friend of mine, she introduced me to work in a restaurant. I became a waitress. Again, it's something that was totally foreign to me. But I lied my way through and I got the job. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Serve dinner in the dining room area. And after 10 p.m., I have to switch to the bar area and work as a cocktail waitress. And I have no idea what it meant to be a cocktail waitress. And I remember the first time or the first drink I had to serve the customer. It was a simple drink, actually. I mean, I know now it's a simple drink. It was like scotch on the rocks. How simple can that be, right? But at that time, I didn't know what I was doing. So when the bartender handed me the scotch on the rocks, and I thought, I have to put something in that drink, right? So I took a look and I said, okay, I'll put a cherry inside that drink. The bartender looked at me and he literally said, Karina, what the you doing? So, but anyway, by the end of that summer, I was able to make enough money to buy myself. I paid for the plane ticket to spend the last 2 weeks of my summer vacation at home with my parents. Fast forward 35 years later, I graduated from college. I work as a finance manager. Until last year, I had to take a leave of absence from my job because my father was ill with cancer, and I have to go up north to take care of him. He eventually passed away, and after that I talked to myself. I said, I don't think I want to go back to that finance job. I want to do something different, something that I've never done in my life, maybe even something that's totally out of my comfort zone. Maybe I'm going through my midlife crisis. And it is all about timing, and at the right moment, a friend of mine introduced me to a company named Janess. It is a direct sales company, ranked number 85 worldwide. So it is quite impressive to me. I decided to take a look at the company, its product line. It has anti-aging products. It's involved in stem cell technology, and the reserve gel drinks actually helped me a lot to reduce my cholesterol, my high blood pressure. Needless to say, I'm sold on the product, and I believe in the company. So a couple months ago, I decided to join the company and work full-time for them. I wanted to help the company to grow even bigger, to be more successful, to even expand to more than 85 countries that they are already representing. Because I know that the more successful the company becomes, I can benefit from the company. And hopefully, when I'm ready to retire, I can have a good enough money to live a comfortable life. And maybe, just maybe, I have the extra few dollars, I can do some charity work and help other people who are in need. Now, I know that this is not as simple as getting a plane ticket. It is a lot deeper than that. But to me, the challenge is the same. The goal setting is the same. And I know that if I have my mindset, the right mindset, and stay focused and to push myself every day, I know I'll be able to achieve what I want to achieve, to grow with the company, and then eventually everything will fall into place. And then maybe, just maybe, a few months down the road or a year down the road, when I come to this Toastmaster meeting, you'll see me driving a new Mercedes-Benz as opposed to my little Volkswagen. Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, good job, Karina.
All right, thank you very much, Karina. Well, that's an inspiring thing, you know, a small example of working in a job now. The goals that you have now, you can achieve pretty much the same, you know. That's great, I like it. Next, we're gonna have a call for the timers report, please. Please give us the timers report for Karina.
Yes, Karina, your time was 5 minutes and 7 seconds, well below the time.
So it's
Well,
within
you made the required time and stayed below
She
the.
qualified.
She qualified.
Qualified.
Whoa.
Okay, simple.
Great.
Qualified.
Very well. Now please vote for best speaker, who is Karina. That means that we have a sure winner here.
the one and only winner.
Well, this is the next section of our meeting is one that I love. I really love this topic, and I think you're gonna share with me that. We're gonna have the table topics section, and this table topic section it will be conducted by, please, good round of applause, Beatrice Yuli.
Easy on me,
Thank
Beatrice.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy
So
New
this is the
Year.
most exciting part of our session. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So it's tabletop topics, which means impromptu speaking. So I'm just going to throw you a random topic and call up anyone to just speak about it. And you have your timer. Timer, could you introduce us to how much time
Yes.
they have?
For the table topic, you have 1 minute. When the light will turn green is 1 minute. That's the minimum amount of time you can speak for. So before you qualify, then 1.5 minutes you have yellow light, and then red comes on at 2 minutes. So then you have 30 seconds to conclude your speech.
Yeah. And then we remember the word for the day. What's this? Hula balu. Hula balu.
Hula balu.
The hula balu. Just make it into a song like hula balu. So you have to incorporate this word in your speech. So make sure you don't forget that. So without wasting much time, let me see.
Topic.
Yeah, the topic is going to be, because it's New Year, so you're going to talk about something that happened to you for the first time ever It could be, you know, when you bought your car, your feelings towards it, when you bought your first house, your apartment, or your first love, if you remember. So I have some slips here, and so I'm just going to shuffle them, and then when I call your name, you're going to pick, open it, and speak on the topic, okay?
Oh.
So the first one,
You feel the butterflies already.
let me see. Oh my
Just
goodness.
gonna talk about your first love?
I don't remember the names, and that's really bad. I should-
Let us help
This is
you.
my
It's
weakness.
Jesse.
Okay.
Is one of them.
Maybe like Vaughn.
Yeah.
Sean.
Wow.
Sean, come on up here. Here's your destiny and your fortune cookie. What's that?
Wait, what? It says on first level, this is slash cell phone. What's the
Yeah,
cell phone?
either. You could speak, you know, you have to look at your timing, because if you can't speak much on your first love, then you
Cell
can,
phone.
or your first cell phone.
Oh, that's what I mean. First cell phone.
Or your
First
first.
love or first cell
Cell
phone?
That could be your first love. I don't know if you more.
Yeah, you always put him on the picture.
Talk to the women in the world.
Alright,
Time
I'll
counts.
go ahead and talk about my first love.
Okay.
I'll start off and say that I'm originally from Ohio, so I found my first love happened to be from Ohio. She was originally from out here in California, but she was on school vacation visiting her father, and I met her there, and we got to talk, and I got to know her very well, and I eventually moved out here. There was a time though when I was speaking on the phone and I was back at home around all my other friends, and of course, you know, when you're on the phone with your love, you want to sound all sweet and innocent, but then in the meantime, all my friends are in the background, you know, might not be paying attention, but then again, you know, a couple of ears might, so I was keeping my voice down a little low, but I happened to slip up and, you know, say a couple of things that I probably wouldn't say in front of them. So I heard a little snickering in the background, but at the same time, a little bit of the halabaloo. So I kind of got blushed and went into the other room, and I felt a little embarrassed. But that's what you know that's what you know when you have a true love. That you can say whatever you want and not feel embarrassed about that. And her name was actually Linda. We're not together anymore, but things happen for a reason, and take from that positive thing. So that was my first true love. Did you need to start?
Oh yeah, I have to shake your hand before you leave though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Share that about the podium so people know.
What was that?
Mr. Teotopoulos, would you please explain why we shake hands?
Oh yeah, we have to shake hands here. The reason being, according to me, we hand over the power back to that person. Or if I'm calling someone else to speak, then I give him the power to, this is all yours. Okay, so the next on the list is, okay. Let's pick Waz! That's for you.
It's my time.
First love.
Yeah, I keep time for you. I keep time for you.
Are you sure? Come on.
Yeah, that's only
Don't
1
worry.
minute.
I'll take care of it.
Come on, Waz! No excuses.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
This is messed up
Wait,
already.
do you want me to? No, no.
Nice.
I can't tell you, it's part of my speech.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you.
Yeah, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My first paycheck, when I opened it, there was a whole lot of hula baloo in my head. I said, wow, $12, right? This is my first paycheck when I was in a business It was the ATM machine business. You know the cash machines you see out and about? You swipe your card, you get charged $1.52. That's what I do, right?
Happy.
So, I was out there working really hard for about 5 months. I had no sales. I was like, wow, talking about hula baloo in my head, right? So I was like, wow, this is amazing. Is this going to work or not? But I had a vision. I knew that if I persisted, if I was out there working hard, that it would happen. So my first check after all these months of working was $12. And I took it to the bank and I smiled. I said, can you handle this check for me? I kid you not. Because you know what? It was really the beginning of how things started. And then from that point on, I worked really hard for 5 years. And within those 5 years, I was able to establish a residual-based income that most people would die for because I had time freedom. I worked really hard, which gave me time freedom. So, for that being said, that was my first paycheck in a really something that I wanted to do in a business that I really loved. So thank you for letting me share that with you.
Okay, thank you. Last but not the least, I hope I can pronounce this word right. Dimitri? Dimitri. That's a lovely name. Okay, here you go. Power goes to you.
Trying to go back in my head. Remember. Okay, so how are you guys doing? Great. My name is Dimitri. I work here with Jesse. My first job was working at a liquor store over in Compton. I was 14 years old. And of course, you know, it was under the table, and I was like, I was scared. I was hula ball. I was freaked out because it was in the ghetto, it was in the hood. The cashier there had killed 3 people while he worked at that store, and they had guns everywhere.
Oh no!
So there was guns on the floor, with a shotgun here, and just imagine being 14. I knew the guy, he knew my mother, and working in the store, and it totally freaked me out, and I was on edge every moment. So I was like a nervous wreck at 14. So anytime anyone would come in suspicious or drunk, I would hide in the back, in the refrigerator, and I would peek out. So I would peek behind the beer cans or anything. But that was my first job, and I learned a lot from it. I learned how to deal with people, of course. And certain people, you have to deal with different personalities. That was one of the things that I got from the job. And I took that with me as growing up, getting other jobs. My second job, I went out for an interview. And it was funny because me and a friend of mine, we got dressed up. I think I was 19 at the time. And it was a warehouse job. And the guy said, okay, go out and you sell these things and we'll pay you. You'll come back and you have to sell these to get your money. And I'm like, sell these, what is that? They gave me a bag of peanuts. So I said, no, we literally worked for a bag of peanuts. And so, didn't understand it, but that's what it was. And is my time up?
Yeah.
You done? You can,
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Can go to red. Okay.
He's done, okay. All right, good job.
Oh, wow. All right, so we had 3 great leaders coming up. So let's call for the timer report.
Timer report. Sean's speech was 1 minute and 30 seconds. Qualified.
Okay.
And mine was 1:41, well qualified. Dimitri was 2 minutes. Though I know there's some confusion. When the green light comes on, that means you're 1 minute into the table topic speech.
Oh, okay.
So the yellow light goes on 1.5 minutes. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And then 2 minutes, the red light comes on. After 2 minutes, you have 30 seconds to conclude it. So you qualify. But you qualify, you're 2 minutes exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Wow, so that was awesome.
Good job.
And now the grammarian report.
Okay, as a grammarian, I'm happy to say that all three speakers, table topics, qualify and mention their word of the day. Oh, very good for you.
Okay, now may I return control to our Toastmaster?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, great, thank you. Thank you. A round of applause for this. Okay, very good. So now we're gonna proceed to the evaluations part of our meeting. I'm gonna be one of the evaluators, but we're gonna have for this portion of our meeting what is called a general evaluator. General evaluator is the one that will give us an evaluation of the meeting and also will have the control during the evaluation portion of the meeting. To do that,
Yeah, before that I forgot to ask you guys to vote for the best table
yes,
topic.
please, so
Yeah.
you need to vote for the best table
topic
topics.
speaker.
Who you think is the best table topic speaker, please?
Yeah, you vote also.
Yeah,
You get a
That's
voting
correct.
slip?
If you vote,
Yeah, you vote on.
if you spoke, you
Yeah, you
cannot
can
vote.
just decide
But-
for yourself.
Oh,
You can't vote
spoke?
for yourself.
That's true.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Table topic speakers who spoke and they
Yeah,
vote
yeah,
themselves?
they can vote.
Or are they-
For themselves?
They can vote for themselves.
Yeah, 'cause there's a line. There's a line that says 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Right?
it's all right.
That's,
Yeah.
no wonder was win
If
every
you wanna
time.
win, you know.
Wait,
Yeah, I'll wait.
sure?
Yeah.
You gotta be the best cheerleader, man.
I would, man.
I don't know.
Forget it.
Oh, no,
There are other rounds.
no, we don't need
This is table topic.
Just table topics,
Because we only have one.
because I'm the only one.
Yeah, I
only.
voted for you. Secret ballot.
Voted for her.
For the first.
Anyone else? We got it? Roll call? Thank you.
One more.
One more? All right. Gotta be the best cheerleader. Okay, gotta be the best.
Only way
Okay, very good. So, we'll vote to submit it. Next, we're gonna call, please, our general evaluator for the day, none other than Bobby Canseco. There you go.
Thank you, Adolfo. Alright. As your general evaluator, I will be evaluating the meeting, make every comments about anything or everything that happens during the meeting. But before I do that, we have to first introduce the evaluators. And since there are two evaluators, I being one of them, one has to, and since we are also evaluating the same person, we would ask the other evaluator to step out of the room first, while one gives the evaluation. So maybe I should do the
Yes.
first evaluation,
You
and
wanna do it?
then you come back.
Ready?
And, yes, go ahead.
Very good.
And Adolfo would be evaluating or making written comments on the manual that Karina has for that particular speech. Okay. Karina, that was an excellent speech. I like it. How many of you here knows a lot more about Karina? Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Now, yes.
Make some drinks for us.
I like the first part of your speech because when you said you were saving money to buy a plane ticket. When I first came here in this country in 1980, the first year really a tough year, especially it was the first time you've been away from your country. So I wanted to go back to the Philippines where I came from, but I didn't have the money. All I had was enough money to pay for my bus fare from Reno to Toronto, where at least I could meet some relatives there. So my first Christmas, for example,
because that was the first Christmas break, the school break. So I went to Toronto. But still, after that vacation, it doesn't feel enough. So during the summer, fortunately, when I was working in Reno, I took some part-time jobs. I was able to save some money to buy a plane ticket. But anyway, I could relate to that part of your speech. The other thing that I like about your speech is there's a lot of information that you shared with us, and which helped us get to know you better. Your voice was very clear, and sometimes you look at the audience. So as far as your speaking skills, you already have a lot of those good skills. So how can we improve on your speaking skills more? First of all, one of the things that there's nothing about is your hand clasping. You know, so usually signs of nervousness. So just put it down, because when you start speaking, your hands will naturally come up and do the natural gestures. That's one of those. For your title, I would probably have said, for the title of your speech, you would probably have said, "My first plane ticket." Because the nice thing about your speech, you mentioned about plane ticket, and in the end, I'm sorry, you also mentioned about plane ticket. So it's a nice sandwich to this. That's another technique that you all do. And lastly, I know you've also been looking at the audience, but over time you probably developed the skills to look at the audience in their eyes and develop the skill of listening or thinking your next topic by looking at them. That way you have the continuity of communication with the audience. Because when you start looking up, then you break that connection with the audience. Overall, I like your speech, and I look forward to your next speech. Right? Now let's call on Adolfo.
So serious.
I hope you didn't go to lunch. Adolfo, you just told me. Took 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we had a big old hamburger like this.
Oh!
You already went to lunch. There's a lot.
$6.
I thought I was going to see the new Italian arms. Karina Teng.
That's me.
Yes.
Karina Teng gave us her icebreaker speech and impressed me as a person who has a natural way of speaking in front of everybody, in front of an audience, in a very clear, very natural manner. That's why I call her a natural born speaker. I really think Karina has the possibility to become a super great speaker. And why is that? Because Karina spoke with a natural voice, a clear diction, great vocabulary without too much about words, but more about communicating the message. And she did it naturally. The diction was clear, was excellent. If we see that, if we see the good things about Karina's speech, I will start mentioning the language that she used, as I indicated, the observation that I had with the audience. If you notice, she looked around and she was able to contact everybody with her eyes. And the vocal diction was excellent, and projection, even though the room is not big, it still was clear. And believe me, I can give myself as an example, as a small group as this. Before, when I started, people would ask me, "What are you saying?" Because people tend to, I used to speak very low, precisely when you're in front of an audience. Now, for a person that is giving her icebreaker, that is applause, to speak like that. Now, I will also suggest possibilities for enhancement, and that will be in your gestures. I think you can have capability to create more gestures, right? And your posture, it's fine to be the way you were, I think. You can have the hands like that, but sometimes we tend to be a little nervous and go like this, and go like that. I used to do that a lot myself. And usually the secret is to have it on your sides and they come by themselves when you express. Also another possibility for enhancement is the energy level, because I think you did pretty good with the energy starting. But what we tend to do is we slow down towards the end. And we are not as good as we were at the beginning. I must add though that even though your energy level was first at the beginning, the introduction that you had was not as good as your end. I think your end was pretty good, because you had a story built into your speech, and that was excellent. Communicating how you did something in the past, and how you could probably do the same thing now with a bigger project. Doing pretty much the same thing. It's the same except something changed, right? And giving that conclusion at the end. I thought it was great. Maybe a question at the beginning would have been more motivating, or some other thing that can get a bunch of more attraction to the people. But I enjoyed your speech, and I'm looking forward for the second, the third one, the fourth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adolfo. Mr. Timer, can you use the time?
Yes.
Bobby.
Bobby Consejo, your time is 3 minutes and 11 seconds, qualified, because you had a 30-second
Grace period.
Yeah, grace period. And here. Adolfo's is 3 minutes and 14 seconds, so qualified. Yes.
Woohoo!
Perfect. Great.
All right, go.
So let's vote for the best evaluator, Mr. Vote counter. Jesse?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now for my evaluation of the meeting. Obviously, we didn't start on time. We've been waiting for some speakers. That usually happens, but as much as possible, we always want to be on time. And if you are assigned to be a speaker, we should at least call ahead, so that the people will know whether to wait for you or not. Okay. The other thing that I like about this meeting was the table topics portion. They were good topics, and I like the speakers that we had today.
Yeah.
I am sure this is the first time for you to be up here, but you did great.
Okay.
You did great as far as your speech is concerned. Now, just to explain to you, there was a mention about the handshake here in front of the stage. One of the reasons is aside from the transfer of power, so actually you don't want to leave the stage empty or vacant. It's like a courtesy, because once the audience sees that the stage is empty or vacant, it sort of cut their attention. So they start asking themselves what's going on. So you don't want them to be guessing or be wondering what's going on. So you have to make sure that there's always a person on the stage. You wait for that person to. So before you leave the stage, you just wait for the Toastmaster to come over and either acknowledge that you have completed the speech, or shake your hands. Now, to the host, if you're the MC here, don't sit too far. So that way you don't have to waste time walking here, and sometimes you meet in the middle, So if you're maybe strategically positioned here, you could be right here immediately. And I think that's the meeting now. I hope you guys, especially newcomers, you enjoyed your first meeting with us. And now I'd like to return control to our Toastmaster, which is Adolfo.
All right, good job.
Round of applause to the general evaluator. Okay, thank you, Bobby. Thank you for that. Those hints that you gave us.
You did?
Given us. And yes, you want to say something?
Yeah. I think our counter.
Our counter.
Our counter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. He can do it.
I'll refresh. We need to give a report that is coming from our accounter. So please, Jesse, give us a report.
Absolutely. Okay. I'll definitely give you that. Karina, she did 1 like
Oh, that's it.
and 5 souls. Adolfo, 3 ahs. That's it. Beatrice.
Oh,
Aha.
no way.
1 aha. And 2 so's.
No, hala, hala.
Bus. 1 That's all I got for bus.
Oh.
Sean. 2 you know.
Uh-huh.
4
Oh.
1 n. 9 1 that. And 1 so.
Wow, sure.
Bus. No, I got it twice.
Yeah.
No,
It's
bus,
limit-
yeah, there was. And also 1 so.
Yeah.
I got you twice somehow. Dimitri. 2 like. 3 11 You know that. 3 so. Bobby. 3
Oh.
and 3 so's. Mazel.
Thank you. That was a great report from Jesse. You know, sometimes those reports are not as clean and accurate as that. So that's very good. One comment I want to say about that is for the newcomers too. I remember in one occasion, because the idea with discounting the filler words is that they are okay to be said. You know, if they are within the context of your speech, or if they are natural, it's okay. The problem is when, I remember, I believe it was one occasion somebody counted for me 25 ahs. And that's when I realized, you know, something has to be fixed. You know, that's when I thought, you know, that's not 1 or 2, okay, you know, it depends also. You cannot remember when you use them. But it's still 25, you got to, then I decided to work on that, right? That's the idea. Now, as a Toastmaster, at this point, I don't have anything to do here in the agenda, but I'm going to transfer the control to our president, who's going to give the awards. So let's welcome now, Jesse Abrado.
All right. Thank you, Adolfo. Appreciate it. And we're missing one ribbon for
Okay.
the best evaluator.
Okay?
Is that part of the speech?
Oh, yeah. After that is.
That's
good.
That's a true story.
That's crazy. What do you saw?
Yeah.
Can't help you.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Now we're gonna give awards to our speakers. We're gonna call our first timer, which is,
Two
excuse me?
people.
Yes, well, one of them is Mr. Dimitri. Yes, come on, my friend.
Can you get a
Oh, he's got a, here it is. Hold that. There you go, absolutely. All right, give it up for Dimitri. Our next speaker is also first timer, actually the first timer.
Best
Let's
tabletop.
call for Sean.
Ooh, best tabletop.
First timer. You're gonna get, all right, congratulations, here's your ribbon.
All right.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
And don't go away, we got one more for you.
Uh-huh.
And for best table topic, we
Ooh.
can also give it up for you. Keep them coming, huh? Next. Another one?
Swiss cheese.
All right, good job. And now we're gonna call our best speaker.
Oh.
Karina.
Speech.
The one and only. All right, good job. Congratulations, welcome. You did a great speech. And here's
Tough
your.
competition.
Absolutely. All right, good job.
That was a speech though.
And now, we're gonna call for the best evaluator. This is a very tough challenge. We have great evaluators,
Yes.
but we're gonna call for our best evaluator for today. It's Adolfo Morataya. like it,
Very
Loco?
much.
Can you take a picture yourself?
No,
Oh yeah, I got it.
no, I can't. Sorry.
I got it.
Alright.
Jeez, come on, show you're giving him the. Yeah. Gotcha.
All right, there you go. All right, good job. And now, is there any? Now that we're done with the ribbons, is there any comments or anything?
Just would like to give a comment as you know, I'm a golfer, but I'm also a VP of education of the club. So I would just like to give an information that is really nice about an event that happens for training Toastmasters members. There is an event called LACE that is training for members, officers, for everybody, even guests that you can bring to this event. There will be one event Saturday the 12th and Saturday the 19th. Now the important aspect about it is that all the officers of our club, I read, can get, officers only, can get 50% off, officers, if they fill up a quiz, a little quiz, three-question quiz. You look at a 5-minute movie about your role, and then you fill up this little quiz and you get a 50% off. Now the neat thing is that all officers do it. The 7 officers of the club do it. Then the 7 officers of the club get to go on 50%, 100% free.
All right.
Yeah. And something else happens. When all 7 officers do it, everybody in the club, every member of the club gets it for free.
Wow.
Great.
See? Well, now this is why you gotta talk to your officers. All the members gotta talk to the officers. Hey, make sure you fill up your quiz.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So
And
this is at
that
the
way-
LACE meeting?
Yes.
This should be
At
done
the LACE.
before. This should be done before the
Before-
LACE.
It's done online, right?
Online.
Oh,
online.
that's easy.
Now I will make sure that I received an email and I'm gonna forward it to all the officers.
Okay.
Make sure to remember your officers, you know, to fill it up. And I also will remind you about it because it gives instructions. Basically, you look at a video that lasts 5 minutes for your role, you know, if you're a secretary, and then you fill up the quiz. It explains there. Once you do that, then online you will register for the LACE event. And it explains how to do it there. But I'll make sure that I will email you again or keep you, you know, up to date on what's going on. And any questions may happen, remember you can call me or you can also email me, right, to do that. So let's go for that. We cannot waste the opportunity, okay? Okay, well, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, Loco, thank you.
Are you going to introduce the new board members
Or
the new officers?
Yes. Well, one thing, yes, we will. We will have a formal ceremony too
Oh,
for that
formal.
too.
Okay.
And we're gonna do that. For now, we have to proceed this way, but yes, there's a procedure we're gonna follow.
Because we can see some new names entering
Yeah.
in the officers.
Yes. Wait a minute, I've seen those names before. No, but okay.
Anything else?
Maybe we get
Okay.
the guest to.
Yes, okay, so well, thank you, Loco, for sharing that with us. I think it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the LACE events and trainings. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask our guest to really give us our opinion, your opinion on how what your experience is here being with us. We're gonna start with Dimitri. Please just right there, stand and share your experience here with us. If you learn anything, please let us know.
Yes, I learned that all the ums that I keep saying. Yeah, so there you go.
So he can
I
notice.
know.
He began to notice.
Yeah. I'm trying to take it out. Okay, so
Cool.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot in the time that I was here, the short period of time that I was here. Of course, the so I'm be more conscious of that from now on. Yeah, no. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, this is new. What do you do? My question is, what do you do as, like, when you do speak, is there a filler word for that? Or you just be more conscious of it and you just don't use it?
You just become more conscious
More
about it.
conscious,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much it. But thank you guys for having me today.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you. All right. All right, Sean. let me know about your souls.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you guys for all inviting me here, and I enjoyed it very much. Thank boss for bringing me along. I learned also about the ums myself. It's funny when you don't really have a conscious of when you're saying it up there. I don't personally have a problem speaking in front of people or having that uncomfortableness, but
Yes.
sometimes you don't think what you're saying at the time, and like you said, it just comes out. But I think if I continue to do more speeches and become aware of what I'm saying, maybe slow down my speech a little bit. Sometimes when you talk a little fast, you throw out other words that you're not aware of what you're saying. So I think if more people come and work on it, then things will become a little more smoother and flow a little better. But overall, I think the meeting you guys conduct is really well. Nice to be orchestrated and great people. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, we definitely appreciate every one of you for being here today. I know we still waiting for some additional members somehow weren't able to make it today. But regardless, we'll keep rolling. I know we're gonna have new members coming in. I know we have more people in our office here that are looking to be part of the club. And eventually this room is gonna grow, and we're really excited about it and excited about this 2013, and now excited about my role, the president of the club, absolutely. And my mentor is Bobby Consejo. He's gonna be coaching me and mentoring me through the process, but really excited. And if anyone has any other questions, yeah, it is adjourned.